Okay, so today I wanted to talk about, let's not do that though right now. We'll have to wait for that dish till I'm off live. So today I wanted to talk about going live. I've been watching a lot of your live videos and I've seen a lot of different things happening that I know are counterproductive. Why is my plug not plugged in? Because I'm getting low battery.
No, it's not.
No, it is. Hang on, let me switch my chargers. Oh. You know how when you buy an Apple charger and then it'll say this product, watch out, blah, blah, blah. That's probably what's happening right now. Okay. All right, we should be good now. Sorry about that. Really, I'll get it together. Okay, so I've been watching a lot of your live videos and I see some common things that are happening that can actually be counterproductive to you guys growing. So I want to kind of go through the basics. I know some of you guys are old timers, right? And some of you guys are just starting out. You're brand new. And so you want to make sure that you are doing the right basic things, and then you can add in some extras, right? To get you guys some more views. You know, the name of this game is you need to get more page likes. Page likes are going to help you get viewers. People that like your page get notified when you go live. So you know, that is really the basis to getting more people on your live video. Obviously, you guys, there's a lot of smaller things that you can do that is going to build this up. And so that's what I kind of wanted to talk to you. But we'll start off with the basics. I know that Lisa has said that you guys can go ahead and try to go live on your personal page. Many of the top names in this company do. But what you guys don't understand about when you go live on your personal page is this. The top names in the company usually had a huge social media following prior to them starting paparazzi, okay? So when they go live on their personal page, what happens is that it's connected to their Twitter, right? It's connected to Instagram. So they have all of their followers connected to that personal profile, which makes it very successful for them to do so. Facebook has now changed, right? Because we keep getting all these awesome new things that come into mix. Facebook has now changed. Hey, Leah. And hey, Evelyn. And so now they are basically filtering you out, right? They can like determine what kind of live video it is. Like if you're at a concert, it's a lot different than you're selling. A lot of it goes to what is in your introduction, but they have little face bot computers that are in the background and they are filtering through all of the data that is fed through Facebook. And we'll talk a little bit about that more later. So a lot of the people that go live on their personal profile and are very successful at doing it already had a huge social media following, either through Twitter, Instagram, you know, either Pinterest, because I know a lot of people that are bigger names in the company that did other things. Heidi Bound used to work for a stamp company, and so she'd do creative stamp projects and post them on Pinterest. And so that is why they're going live. So my suggestion always is, and always will be, to go live on your business page because it allows you to grow your business, okay? If you go live in your VIP group, and your VIP group is usually private, I keep mine private, only the members of your group can actually see your video. So that means like if you're having them share and you're giving this awesome, fantabulous prize for them sharing, it's great, but you're going to see your numbers go up and go down real quick because if somebody does jump on, they're going to realize they can't comment on your video. And so if you go live in your jewelry group, you guys are giving something to get nothing. And I like to give something when I'm getting something back, right? So I always recommend that you go live on your business page. Anybody that was on this video right now, if we were on my business page, I would create like something. I'd be like, give me some hearts if you want to see the best piece that came out this year. And so you'll see a bunch of hearts flying, right? Guess what you just did? You just gave yourself the ability to invite that person to like your page, okay? And building your page likes is going to help. People like to go where people, you know, other people have liked and loved and think it's great. So it's really hard at the beginning. And you just have to start with going live on your business page. So that way, when people are sharing your video, then all of a sudden, then you're actually able to have people comment on your video. You're getting something back for that share. It is going down through the news feeds. And so that is a huge component of this. It allows you to add on to your business by doing so. So you get growth and you can measure growth because you're on a business page. If you are on a personal page, you cannot see the analytics of the video. Okay, so after your video is over, if you were to scroll down your business page and see your video, you're going to go ahead and you're going to see several things that you can take a look at. It will say video insights. It will tell you the peak range of people, or age range, sex. Hello, Paula. Hello, Katie. It will tell you those basic items. It's going to tell you when the peak part of your video was. It will tell you what geographical location they are from. And so it gives a lot of helpful hints to it. It also tells you if somebody shut your video off. So if somebody blocked it out of their newsfeed so they didn't see it, hey, Ashley, it will also give you that information, right? So super important. I always go with a business page. I know people want to try other things. You could try it. But I always vote for that because it gives you the opportunity to build and ask people to come back and grow. Now, once you've asked a person to like your business page, you can only ask them once. The other thing is that when you decide to go live, and everybody's nervous to do their first live, and the first live, I don't care who you are, it sucks. Nobody says, oh my God, I have the best first live. And nobody says, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go live when they join your team. Everybody is like fear mongers, right? No problem, Melissa Grace. I have to say Melissa Grace. I can't just say Melissa, I guess, right? So you want to make sure that it's not that big of a deal, because the one thing that I've learned is they're not really even looking at me. They are looking at the jewelry, right? So everybody gets so self-conscious about how they're going to talk or what they're going to say. When I first started Paparazzi, when I opened up my kit, I took out every single piece of jewelry that was in that kit and I described it to my husband. So I'm sitting here in my kitchen, he's over in the family room, and he would chuckle because I was kind of hamming it up a little or whatever. But it actually really loosened my ability to speak about the jewelry. The other thing I did is I went to Google and I went ahead, hello, Rebecca. I went ahead and I printed off a list of adjectives for jewelry, right? And it was like 400 of them. And I kept reading it over and over and over again. And I had this little trick, like when I was in college, I used to once I read it, I'd stick it under my pillow. It says it was like some psychosomatic thing that I thought that it would sink in. But it gives you a lot of just descriptives. So do you guys ever notice when you guys are talking about jewelry, you might use the same word over and over? It's gorgeous, You want to try to mix it up, and you want to know the different detailings of the jewelry. So it helps you better describe the jewelry, and because that you have those words already built into your brain and you've read this list a bazillion times, what happens is they flow off your tongue really easy, and you have a word association with that piece of jewelry when you look at it. So that is what I have to say about being able to describe the jewelry, because I know that that's the biggest thing that people have the hang up about is how do I describe this? Don't be afraid to be super excited about a piece of jewelry. Excitement builds your audience, right? And it builds people to bring back. So when you get excited, I remember the first time I ever said it was the Black Friday, not from this year, but the previous year, one of the releases, and you guys had seen it, I think it was up in one of Lisa's pics. Hey, Nicole, was the Right to Remain Sparkly. It is a white, I know somebody posted it in blue today in the jewelry group, Beth did. It is they posted it in blue with the bracelet, and they're like, I'd love to have this set. The first release was actually in white, and it was on a Black Friday, and I remember when that piece came in, it was one of the pieces that I ordered a ton of. Plus I get the Pink Friday makeup bag with it. So when I ordered that and I finally came in, I was like, you guys, I was peeing my pants when I saw this. I've never said it before on a live, and maybe it's not second nature for you, but literally I was having a panic attack that I would make it through checkout, right? And you guys know when you have those pieces. So it's important that you're building the excitement during your live, that you're not monotone, that you have a great appearance to you. Don't go on and look like you've just walked out of the bar last night and rolled out of your car the next morning. So that's really an important aspect of this. Hi, Tawan. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Mary. It's a really important aspect of this because I'm going to tell you the way that I found paparazzi was because I wanted to get out of my own head, right? So I began watching paparazzi and became quickly addicted, you know? So it's important, A, that you look nice, but you don't look too good. So you guys, I know some of you have been on my lives, several of you have been on my lives. Maybe you haven't said hi, or maybe you have. And I want to say that the biggest part of this, people always want to know, how do I get that paparazzi graphic and $5 over here? You know what it does? That takes away from your jewelry. People are too busy worrying about how did you get that $5 thing up in your corner. You know, if you want people to know that you're selling paparazzi jewelry, wear a paparazzi shirt. It's the uniform that lasts a lifetime, right? You can wear this to the grocery store and guess what? Somebody may recognize paparazzi and be like, hey, do you sell? But if you are wearing a paparazzi shirt on your live, typically people are going to see that when they scroll down. So they don't need to actually read whatever the intro is. They can actually, you know, see it visually and they can make the decision whether they want to come in. The thing that I'm also seeing is that I don't see a lot of people like Lisa has trained to post their schedule. If you are posting your schedule, people know in your business page and your jewelry group where to come back to. You live and die by that schedule. Now, if you have a hard time locking down multiple days, lock down one. And when you lock down that live sale day, you don't miss it, right? So if you went to your grocery store and like, let's say you're used to going after work and all of a sudden you go after work and it's not open, but the door says it's open till midnight. You know, I'd be ticked. Like, that's my time to go get groceries. This is their time to spend with you to go get jewelry. So you live and die by your schedule. When you live and die by your schedule, and then you wake up the next morning and you go and it says it opens at 9, and guess what? Nobody's there. You're there at 10:30. What's going to happen is you lose your customer base, right? So if you break your schedule, then and you're not a well-established consultant, then you will lose the customer base that you have already gained and you will start right back at square one. And guess what? When you start back at square one, you know, and it's not the first time you're there, it's the second, because you start out, then it's a lot harder to build your audience from there. Another thing that I'm not seeing is that I don't see you guys creating events. Events are really good when you start out and you have friends and family that you want to attend. When I started out, I literally had to call people on the phone. So I had like 400 friends on my friends list at the time. My husband had 800. We invited every single person to like our business page. Do you know how many likes we got? 26. Okay. So what we realized is that we actually had to reach out to these people, contact them on the phone, tell them why we were interested, sending them a Facebook message. I mean, that's just so impersonal, right? You can invite them to your event all you want. I don't know about you guys, but I get about 60 notifications every half hour. And so how many people go through every single notification? And how many people like read it? So they might think that you're going to an event in their area tomorrow, or, you know, think of all the notifications that can come up for them. So if you're just starting out, the best thing that I suggest is you reach out to your friends and family. You tell them why you decided to join paparazzi. You ask them for their support. I said they didn't have to buy. I said, I'm just trying to get my name out there. If you could kindly share my video, that would be very helpful. So what I would do, even when I had my set schedule, is I would create an event, and I would create it the day before or 2 days before. And I would invite the people that normally come to my shows, or I would invite the friends and family members also on my list to come to the event. Now, even if these people don't respond, just because they're invited to the event, guess what? They get a reminder 1 hour before your event saying, hey, such and such's event starts in a half hour, such and such, or an hour. So it's just a way to get another notification out to them. When you're creating these events, the other thing that I like to do, because I like to build the excitement, right? You want people to come and you want people to have a reason to come. So that piece that came out that is like, I'll just pick this up because it's next to me. This piece that came out that you are super excited, you can't wait because you bought 10 of them and you never buy 10 of anything. You should create a post in your jewelry group later, either if you created it 2 days out, create the post later showing this preview piece. Guess what's going to be available on my show, right? And you'll have people commenting on the post, oh, let me get it now, let me get it now. And I always say, no, I take it to my live show first. No, you're not doing it wrong because that's who you start off with when you do this, is your friends and family. Eventually, your customers will friend request you. Are you developing the relationship with them? So I'll explain that in a little bit. So I create like a pee your pants post, right? Then I always try, and I don't understand why, because I'll watch some of your guys' videos. I don't care if you're on my team or not. I watch videos all day long because I learn from everybody else. I learn from words I don't like to hear said. I learn from different tricks that you guys are using that can help me, that I can teach, that you're using to sell more jewelry. So I'm consistently watching live videos. The other post that I usually make is my share prize, right? I pick out the best share prize you can get. And sometimes, because I have a larger audience, obviously, I'll do multiple share prizes, right? So I will post that share prize and I will say, you know, be there, be square, no purchase necessary. But I will learn how not to be nervous. I will say, be there, be square. This is our sprinkle prize because we can't say share anymore, right? Or, you know, so, or spread the love, right? And so that is what I go ahead and I promote. You are constantly building the excitement to bring them into your show, okay? So the other thing that I learned to do, which is an awesome technique, is this. I get a lot of Hostess Rewards, right? Maybe you guys got a brand new box of jewelry the morning of your live. How about you open up the box, kind of shuffle the jewelry around in it, and take a picture. And then you create a post that morning of your live and say, whoever guesses the amount of pieces in this box wins, and you can put an awesome prize, right? Because we all keep all these little sprinkling goodies in our little mix. This is how you bring them in. Don't be afraid to give out good stuff to get people to come. So when they go ahead and they're guessing, I always put on here, you have to attend my live, must be present to win. And so, hey, staff. And so that helps to get people initially to the start of my show, right? So how many of you guys have no planned order when you guys go live? Big mistake, right? I always try to start out with that big bang piece, right? Because when you show up with these big bang pieces, then it gives you the ability to keep their attention. You know, I always mix up. I have a special order in which I usually go in my show. I show a big bang piece. I show like 4 good pieces, but yeah, you know, I show like an ugly piece, something I hate. Guess what? It always sells. And then I'll come back and I'll show a big bang, right? You guys have to be strategists in this. You want to keep their attention and you want them to wonder what's coming next. When I didn't have as large of an audience, what I would do is I would sprinkle a piece of vintage. Like every 20 minutes, I'd be like, guess what? I got a one and done. You're going to love this. It's like 2 years old, right? And some of you guys have been with us, the company this long, and been independent consultants. Others of you have been customers, right? And you guys have jewelry that's not open. Don't tell me there's a customer out there that opens every piece of jewelry that comes into them. Doesn't happen. We're addicts, right? We just want it because we want it. So you have to be strategists in how you are presenting the jewelry. Another good technique is, let's say that your share prize, because if you guys just attend a convention, which all of you should attend convention, it is a huge business builder. I spent $9,000 in jewelry at convention on new releases and Z collection pieces. I am sold out of 75% of it, okay? And that was with doing one live since convention. It is a huge, huge, huge opportunity, not only to get exclusive pieces that are hot, 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 but it is also an opportunity to brainstorm with your fellow consultants. You get tons of inspiration, you get tons of motivation, and they give us tons of swag. You get 2 free concerts. Why aren't you there, right? So if you have something like a Z bracelet, which that's what this is the Natasha Z bracelet from this year. I think it's called One Something. And that is your share prize, and you have posted it. You can say, hey, if you bring a friend, have your friend say that you brought them, and you can get an extra entry into that share drawing. Now, I've just started doing this, and the 3 or 4 times that I have done it, that's good. You guys all need to be there. The 3 or 4 times that I have done it, I'm at least getting 5 new customers. I never don't do the share prize to the end. And the other thing is I see you guys saying, I'll do the share prize after my video. Don't ever do that. If you guys are doing your share prize after your video, you have just lost all of their will for them to stay and watch your video. And guess what? People that stay through the entire video, they're going to find something they love. They're going to find something they like, and they're going to stay so that they can win this. And in the meantime, they're going to see something they can't pass up, right? Here's another thing about giveaways, right? So we kind of talked about the basics, right? Creating an event, building the excitement before your event, having a good appearance while you are on your show, giving them something enticing, and giving them a reason to stay through the show. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Francis. Hello, Ashley. So we've talked about that. We've talked about inviting friends. We've talked about actually talking to people on the phone and telling them your why and just asking them for the support. You don't have to spend money, but if you could just share my video. I mean, who's going to tell you no to coming on your video and sharing it for 5 seconds? What are they going to say? You're welcome, Francis. So these are all really important things that are just the basics of doing this. And we're going to get into some bigger things, right? So I have been watching some of these videos, and I really have to laugh because I tell my consultants and my team that yes, it is important to give a good prize. It is important to have like a hot tamale thing. It is important to create this contest maybe in the morning and have a hot prize. You do not have to give out jewelry all throughout your show. So I made this mistake when I first started, and I thought for every 10 pieces of jewelry that I sell, then I'm going to give something away. Unfortunately, hello, Jessica. Unfortunately, what happens is you attract the wrong type of customers, okay? So what happens is that you're giving away a lot of jewelry. Woohoo! And you know what? You're like, it's okay. It's okay if I give right now because, you know, I'm going to get new customers in and that's going to help me later. So it's all right if I give a lot today. And that way, you know, next show I'll get them back and eventually they'll stick with me. Well, guess what? Those are the customers that when they do claim something, if they didn't win a prize, the ones that have stuck around, those are the customers that aren't going to pay you on your invoice. They're the customers that are going to take a long time to get, you know, motivated here, to get in the groove. They're buying, you know, 3 pieces of jewelry. And then this is my favorite. When they message you and they say, you know, I really don't think I claimed 3 things. Well, you can obviously see in your business page messages all of their comments on your video. And you're like, no, I assure you, you did. You know, and you go back and you're screenshotting it and they're like, oh, I didn't even know I did that. Do you think that you could open up my envelope and you can take a picture of everything I bought? Now you're spending how much time on one customer, right? That was sitting there for a freebie that doesn't want to pay for their jewelry. That's what it boils down to. So when you guys start this big, like, I'm going to give away the farm. I'm going to give away 6 pieces right now. Who wants a piece? Who wants a piece? I have seen people doing crazy giveaways, right? Big names, big names. I would never personally do that, okay? You have to remember how much are you selling on average per show, okay? So let's say that you're selling 12 pieces a show, you know, and people say 12 pieces. Yeah, 12 pieces is good money. You just made $24. Woohoo! In an hour, you know? That's fabulous cash. I don't know how many people make $12 or $24 cash in an hour. Let's say you sell 12 pieces. Now you probably have not been with the company long, and that means you're getting 1 free Hostess Reward, right? You want your sales to equal what you actually earned for free from that show. And you have to kind of guide it and measure it through. So if I know on average I am selling 12 or 20 pieces, you are not going to see me giving away 10. That would be silly, you know, and I see this consistently. People feel that they need to play games during their show. Hate them. Hate them. I do not play a Family Feud or this or that. I just don't. If I do something, I make it very simple. I make it like pick a number between this and that. Guess what that does when you do something like that? When you say, pick a number between 25 and 50. And, for me, I can have anywhere from 50 viewers to 150 to, I think I've topped at 200. When you do that, they are all commenting as quick as they can. Guess what? That just boosted your analytics. It boomed you. Okay, because the more comments, the more shares that you have on your video, the higher that you range through Facebook analytics, the higher when some jewelry monster, because their consultant isn't live, types in that search bar, paparazzi live jewelry show, the faster and higher your video climbs, okay? So what you should be always have doing, and I've heard somebody say not to do this, and I have seen a lot of the big name consultants put other things like, guess what I have tonight? You know what the first thing in my video is? Paparazzi live jewelry show. Now I average 6 to 7 new customers, and when I'm giving away something fabulous, I get about 20 new customers per show. Exactly. It does distract them, and it's impersonal, right? I want the game to be over quickly. I don't want it to carry on. I don't want to have to take a score. And I want to get to know my customers. So if I make that I'm giving away something just to give it away, I make it very quickly happen. So a lot of you guys have watched my show, and I had a consultant on my team say to me, you say not to give a lot away, and you seem to give a lot away on your show. Now, you have to remember, I am averaging around 100 plus customers usually per show when I'm consistently going live. And I'm selling 400 plus pieces of jewelry per live show. I get double Hostess Rewards. That's 80 free pieces of jewelry. I give about 4 share prizes away, right? And I give away basically 24 pieces of jewelry during my show. But you have to remember how many buyers I have on that show, and how many customers I have, and how much I'm earning for free due to that show. So that is why I give away, it's a huge difference. That is why I give away, 20 prizes. No big deal. Hello, Natasha. So I always say this, if you did this during the morning, right? And you have this share prize, and we're talking about prizes, it all adds up. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So if I have an awesome share prize, right? And even though I advertise it on my page and I said bring a friend, and if your friend comes on and says, hey, Casey invited me, then you both get an extra entry into the drawing, right? For the share prize. So, hey, Emily. So what I do when I am talking through my live, remember, you guys are your biggest advertisement. Some people may come on your live and they weren't there when you started. They don't know this is your share prize. You need to be your biggest billboard, which means during your entire live, like I'd say as soon as I see my numbers go up, 4 numbers, right? Or 2 numbers. Then I pull this out, I'll go, hey, it's my sprinkle prize. This is a Z bracelet. Guess what? You can't buy this, and hardly anybody has it. And if you invite your friend to my show and have your friend say that you invited them, then you get an extra entry into the drawing for this. Guess what? The shares go up. The invites go up. And I always make sure to tell them, because you have to train your customer. Do not share me into any garage sale groups. Do not share me into any no rules sites. Please only share me to your personal profile or your personal business page or your personal VIP group. All right? Because you want to stay within compliance. And you do not want the Facebook little bots that are in the background to kick your butt, because that's what they do. So remember too, any of your giveaways have to be paparazzi jewelry. Okay? And here's a big mistake that I see people do. They'll say, oh, you get to either get this free piece or I'll give you $5 and you can pick something out yourself. You just lost a sale. So you give them what you want to give them. This is your show. You run it. You choose what the prize is. And if you gave them a $5 credit, guess what? The piece that they were going to spend $5 on, you just lost that $5. It's simple as that. So you want to make sure that you are doing things in a fashion that is going to get you more business, okay? So the thing is that if you are giving an adequate amount away, and I always tell them on my live video, everybody is welcome to win. And I put out the caveat, this takes away those freebie chasers, okay? And you know who they are. The first thing they do when they come on your show is go, so are you playing games? Are you doing any drawings tonight? And you're like, okay, we know why you're here, right? So I always see through my show, I'm like a broken record. This is our sprinkle prize. There is no purchase necessary during any of my contests. However, you have to have sprinkled me publicly to play. And if you win and you haven't purchased, absolutely fine. You're just going to pay my $4.50 flat rate shipping. Guess what? Those freebie chasers that are just there to suck the prizes out of you, they leave. They don't want to pay $4.50 shipping because there's consultants out there that won't charge them that. And they can leave. They can leave. You know, you want, when you're giving out prizes, you want it to either go to a brand new customer that came to your show, or the people that deserve your prizes, the people that are with you regularly. If you're just giving out willy-nilly, chances are, and these were my mistakes when I first started, so this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Chances are, those prizes that you're giving out, they're going to the freebie chasers. You're gonna be like, dang it all. Like every time you draw that name or however you choose to play, freebie chaser gets it. Now, if they're willing to pay the shipping, absolutely fine, because guess what? They had to pay the price of admission by sharing your show. Remember, you give something to get something. Some of my best consultants on my team only came to me by freebie chasers who knew they had to pay the prize money sharing my show. And that's fine. You know, they paid the price of admission. They shared, and they shared it publicly. I never take somebody's word either. I will tell you that. I have another device when my husband is not there to look. I go on the outside of the video. I put every single person's name in that shared my video. I don't care if they're a freebie chaser. I do it. They earned it. I don't play favorites. I'm always fair and square, but I only do it to the names that I can see because those are the people that have actually shared your show publicly, right? So if you guys don't know how to do this on another device, and people say, well, I don't have another computer. You traded in your cell phone, right? Or you got a new cell phone sent out to you. You got to keep your old one. Your old one still connects to Wi-Fi and can still access Facebook. It is the easiest way to do this. You can use your phone. Do it at the end of your live. If they sat there and waited to the end of your live to get your share prize, they will wait while you write their name down. Go right to the outside of the video, and when they keep going, did you get me? Did you get me? I'll say, if you shared publicly, I wrote everybody's name down. I do not let somebody curtail my show, okay? So you go right to the outside of your video, and if you can't see their name, then they didn't share publicly. When you're giving them the chance to get something and they didn't give, right? Sending it in a messenger to somebody does no good unless it's one of those they're going to invite their friends. They send it in the messenger, but they still have to share publicly in order to be entered. So that's always, always important. Again, don't let them win unless they are present. This makes them stay till the end of the show. This also takes away freebie chasers because freebie chasers aren't going to sit for 4 hours if they have no intention of buying. They're going to find the next consultant by going to those Facebook analytics, typing paparazzi live jewelry show, and they're going to go to the next show to see who's giving out stuff, right? I'm not that girl. You know, I do not give without getting. And if you win, you're going to pay the shipping. That's just how it is. So it cuts back on all those people. The people that do not do this, that are bringing in all of these people, they're wasting time and energy. They are bringing in the wrong type of customers. And I know darn well that you guys have seen these giveaways. I'm giving away 100 pieces. What? I don't want those customers. Give me the quality customers. That is what you want on your lives, okay? So I think there's this big misconception too. People will send me pictures. And so I help a lot of people that are near and dear to me, or Lisa. I try to help you guys on the team. If you guys have sent me friend requests, I don't respond to them. My husband does, and he only takes them off of people that are on my customer list. So I always recommend that if you have friend requested me, I have never seen it. My husband doesn't even let me see it. I always recommend that you follow me. But when you are guys are going live, now I lost my train of thought. I had to write some things down just in case, so I made sure I hit all of my key points. I don't give it to them. Facebook Messenger does you no good. Big deal, they shared it to one person. Woo! You are going bang for buck, right? So that's fine that they shared it through Facebook Messenger. That's not going to come outside on your public shares. It does you no good. So here's the one thing that I can't stand, right? So I told you guys how you create an event. Okay? Perfect. If you made an invite to that event, don't then when you're live share your video to their messenger. I think like, what do you mean like giving away a kid? You cannot sign somebody up for free. It is against paparazzi compliance. In fact, paparazzi made a very clear statement saying if you are going to raise money or do a kit earning party, it needs to be done in the back office. And you know what they said? It is ridiculous because that means you need to sell over 100 pieces of jewelry. And if you're going to sell 100 pieces of jewelry, not 100, what is it? Every 10, 5, it's like 200 pieces, right? So it's like $1,000 for you. And then they get $5 for every 10 pieces that they sell from a back office party. They said then you should not have them sign up. If a person ever asks you to earn a kit, you don't want them as a consultant. You want to wait and build the right type of customers. So all of the people that I see, this is the best, okay? So let me tell you this biggest like cheat to win move. I will go to your videos and I'll be like, holy crap, they just started. How did they get that many views? Wow. And I will go and I'll be like, they're at like 3,000 views and 76 shares. Like, I know this girl just started a month ago. I saw them announce her and Hatsy Tatsy. And then I'll go back and I'll search the girl's name real quick. And I'll be like, oh, I get it. Then I go to the shares. So the funny thing is they have somebody on their friends list because they think that they won't get caught. And compliance, they're not the ones that shared it into a garage sale group. So they have their friends like spam botting them into all of these garage sale groups, into, mom to mommy and all of these places, right? In hopes that they're going to get brand new faces. Guess what? You just killed yourself. You just made it so that Facebook is going to bury anybody that shared your video deep down in the depths of Facebook. It isn't even going to go across the screen. Where it is going across the screen is in those little garage sale groups because somebody posted it and it's bound to happen. And so you're going to see all those views are happening from the people because a view means that they saw your video on the screen for 3 seconds. Now, let me tell you what else can happen from people doing this. Number one, the person who is spamming you out, they can get in Facebook jail. There you go, right, Jessica? They are gonna like spam you out. It welcomes trolls. Yay, we all love those, right? Got a couch for sale? Got a fishing lure? Can I see your feet? So it does that as well. Okay? It annoys people. You are gonna have people block it, okay? And guess what? It just made your business page ruin all your Facebook analytics. So the people that were worth sharing, that their friends and family could have seen it, most likely they're not going to see it. So the Facebook little bots behind you in that little computer system, they nicked you right out of the gate. So what did you do? You hurt your business. You did not build your business by sharing it into a yard sale site. Number two, that's against compliance. Okay? Let me tell you what I do if I am on, and even though, because you guys know people don't listen to you, right? So I actually, when people aren't listening, and I've repeated myself 3 times to the same customer, I break out my hand and I'll be like, wait, you just shared me into a garage sale group. You know who you are. Go take it down immediately. But guess what? If they don't take it down, which is ruining my analytics, which can get me reported to compliance, then I block them. I literally go right to their name and I block them right from my phone because that's the only way to get your video down out of one of those groups. And they're not going to ruin me because I use this to support my family. So I remember some consultant was asking something. We have a group chat, right? And they were asking something in regards to a return or being generous with a customer. Listen, we sell $5 jewelry. So I am all about making the customer happy, and you can go right to the outside of you should be looking at your shares. You should be looking where you are getting put into, Okay, you can go right to the outside of your video. You've got that other device next to you. With me, it's a little more difficult to manage because I have a larger set of viewers. But back when I was working with 6, working with 10, working with 12, it was much easier to do. And you should be monitoring it. This is very important. This is your livelihood. Okay, if you read. And it was always told to us all throughout paparazzi history, you are not permitted to share your video into a place that you're not an admin of, okay? It has to be your page. So what I had said, this is what happened. I was unable to attend EMP. We had negative 35-degree weather in Michigan. My car would literally sputter, and it's a brand new SUV, right? Because it couldn't keep warm, the engine. So because I couldn't go, I created a poll in my group to all the girls that went, and I had my team vote who would take the pre-orders from my business page and jewelry group. So in order for me to allow that person to do it, I had to make them an admin of my business page. Sure. You know what? Because your dad's sleeping, can you go and grab his phone and bring it to me so I can show them? It's easier if I show you on a phone. So, I had to hand over my sales. I gave admin privileges to the girl on my team of my business page and of my jewelry group in order to take those sales. When the Black Diamond piece comes out, I will do the same thing because I am going to remain within compliance. When they are done gathering the pre-orders, 4 or 5 days later, then I'm going to take the entire post down and take them off as the admin on my page. Okay? So, let me go to the outside of this. I don't know if anybody has shared this video. Team Michael doesn't. Oh, now I have to wonder if Michael's a member of Team Hotsy Totsy. I don't think he is, unless he's on my profile.
No, he's on his.
Oh. All right, let me go to a business on my business page because he's an admin there. I'll go to my last video. Hang on, guys. Here I go. Okay, for instance, I don't know if you guys can see this post. It's hard. So when you go, this is, even if it was a video, it'll say 70 shares. I can go to this and I can look at the shares. Did I hit the right button? I'm on the wrong part because I can't see going backwards. So if you see, whoops, see how it says underneath a comment or a post, 70 shares. If I click that, now it is going to show me all of the people that shared, and if it is a video or this, it shows whether they shared it to their business page. It's hard to see, but you can see Lisa right there who just asked the question. They said hi, Stella.
Who?
Paula. So you can have the ability to do this, and people say I don't have another device. I guarantee you have an old cell phone sitting there that connects to the internet. It doesn't have to have service to connect to the Wi-Fi in your house and to basically be used as a tablet. Okay? So that is how you go to the outside of your video and you are able to see the shares. You can just go right to your page, go to where it says, go to your video, and then you hit that share button, and that will actually show you the exact names. And you know what it says? It takes a minute to pull up, so give it a second. You'll see the spinning wheel for a hot minute because, a lot of us are using Facebook. You wait patiently, and if you don't see their personal name and you don't see where they're sharing it, if you see your numbers fluctuate really high, really quick, you're going to know that that's what happened. So that is one of the big things that you guys have to be aware of and how it's being shared out there, okay? I don't give, because what good did that do for my video? Here's the other thing that I've learned that consultants do. This is the new one, right? Consultants make fake profiles, right? They make a duplicate profile of themselves so that they can actually come on your video for your prizes. And you're not going to find this out until after your video's over. You're not going to go and investigate why you're live. Consultants, Yep, there you go. Consultants will create, because they want that Z bracelet so bad and they're so worried about sharing your video, they will create a fake profile. And then they will share your video to that fake profile, or they will create a fake jewelry group and they will share it to it. Well, guess what? They just shared it to 2 members. It did no stinking good, you know, and you can't really do anything after the fact. Hello, Susan. How are you? You can't do anything after the fact except for I block those people. I don't need cheats. I'm not cheating. I didn't take them out of the prize drawing because they're a consultant. But I block those people. I don't need dishonest people shopping with me. And if they're dishonest enough to do that, they're dishonest enough that they bought that jewelry broken and they weren't quick enough to report to paparazzi. And so they use you as their return policy. No, thank you. Have a great day, right? So the other thing I want to talk about is your jewelry, right? So people always think that viewers equate to sales. And we will see people, I mean, I see lots of top names in the company and they have 600 viewers, right? And I'll get the people sending me the picture and they'll say, oh, I hope I can have 600 viewers one day. And I go, I don't. And they're like, what? I'm like, viewers do not equate to sales. And so a lot of you guys are setting yourself these high goals of viewers, and that is not going to sell your jewelry. I'm sorry. You know, I want you guys to think about a car accident on the road, and when you're driving by, how the traffic all slows down, right? Because everybody's gawking and looking to see, or somebody getting arrested. So that is why a lot of people have these high viewers. I have people that I know have triple the amount of viewers that I do. They didn't even make Black Diamond. Okay, so don't tell me, and they go live more than I do. So don't tell me that viewers equate to sales. It doesn't. Okay, you want your quality customers, and that's really what we're boiling down to. And you want the customers that you have, you want to utilize them to make sure that you are maximizing the sales that you can get from them. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about that. Number one, I watch people do a live show, and this is hilarious. They're not wearing any jewelry. And I know you guys have heard me use this scenario again, but I'm going to tell you. Do you take your children, and if you were to walk into a new dentist's office and they sit down in the chair and all of a sudden that dentist opens up his mouth and has no teeth, do you think you'd keep your child there? If you are not wearing the jewelry, exactly. If you are not wearing the jewelry, do not expect to sell the jewelry. And I have the rule of 4. All right. So right now, as you're looking at me, I'm wearing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of jewelry because there's actually a wrap in my hair. Okay. Your customers like how it looks on you. No matter what, your jewelry is always going to look better on you than it does on a bust, okay? So I have the rule of 4 that I'm always wearing 4 different pieces of jewelry on my live. No, don't. I will have shows where I have 60 customers watching, right? 60 customers, and I will sell more than when I have 150. Hands down. It is all about your preparation. People always say to me they want to sell more jewelry. How do you sell this much jewelry? How do I sell more jewelry? And I tell them I prepare my lives. And they're like, well, what do you mean? So you tell them, but when they figure out it's work, they don't want to do it. Let me tell you, there is work involved in selling more jewelry. You have to do the work. You have to lay the foundation. And if you are not wearing jewelry on your live, I'm not watching you. You're trying to sell me something that's not, you wouldn't even wear? Right? And I will tell you that no matter what, anything that I am wearing, I am going to sell more of. Hands down. So everybody that knows me, I'm a big glitz and glamour, right? Like I don't wear this crown because it gets me customers. I wear this crown because I love bling. Exactly, Beth. And so when I am on my live and I have, okay, so you guys know these earrings, right? They're pink crackle stone. They're called No Place Like Homestead. I have never, ever, ever wore stone on my live until I wanted to get rid of the 37 pairs of No Place Like Homestead earrings that I had. And Desert Harvest, that is the heart stone with the rhinestones. Now that's me. I wear hearts and I wear rhinestones, so I made it work, right? And so I wore Desert Harvest, which I had plenty of too, because I knew that was going to be a hot piece. It was heart, it was stone, it had glam. Like that hits 3 markets, right? You got to be looking at that when you're buying. So I wore those earrings, and I never wear stone. I hate stone personally. It's just not me, right? It's not me. It's not in my spirit. It's not in my blood. And I sold, I think it was like 23 pairs of them just because I was wearing them. Now I've shown those on my live 7 other times, not sold one. And they kept climbing with the Hostess Rewards, and I kept getting more and more and more and more. So what I'm telling you is that you should be wearing the jewelry as much as you possibly can that is natural to you on your lives. And don't be afraid. Like, look, I'm showing you this necklace. Great. You see my beautiful blue ring? You're going to see it because this is what they're looking at. They're not necessarily looking at your eyes. They're looking at what sparkles in front of them because that's what draws us in, right? So I already said on your lives, it is best to wear a paparazzi shirt. You know what else I'd like to do? This is the one thing that really hit home with me the first year that I started. I had only been with paparazzi for a short period of time, and it was Christmas time, right? And so my husband and I, we were laughing our pants off. We were like in Walmart, and we saw this ugly, ugly, ugly Christmas sweater, right? And it lit up like, woo, and it had like a cat doing Santa sleigh. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I bet my customers would laugh at this. And he's like, I bet they would too. And so totally like just oddball, whatever, I wore it on one of my lives. Guess what? Because it created such like, woo, I had so many new customers on my live, and Facebook, because of the shares and that, decided to advertise me for free. It was the first time I ever hit 75 viewers, and I had only been with the company for 3 months. And that was going from like 11 at that point to 75. All because I stepped out of the box and wasn't afraid to wear it. And customers would come on and be like, what's that? Let me see what you're wearing. What is that? And I'd move the bust. So that is a good way that I used, and I do it at Christmas time all the time. I usually have it decorated. Like I'll have a Christmas tree with lights and things like that. You want to do things that are going to generate the business and bring them back, okay? You want to do things that when they're scrolling down that screen, they don't have to read what's up top, because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't read. And so you want them just to want to click the video to see what it is. Then the show's on you, right? You're your own billboard. So that's what I'm telling you, have a nice appearance, but don't look too nice. Don't be wearing your BCBG and your Michael Kors. That's why I had 6 viewers for, however long, because I dressed like I was going to a business office. Instead of wearing my paparazzi shirt and my yoga pants, which I would have felt more comfortable in and made me more down to earth in, right? So if you dress too nicely, then what you're doing is taking away possible viewers, because they just got off work at the factory. They were just on the machine press for hours, that woman. And she's looking at you and she's like, crap, she makes me feel like crap because I look like crap right now. And you don't want to do that. You want to create the relatability with your customer. So that's why I told you about dressing appropriately, right? Don't dress way up. Don't think that that's going to bring you more people. I found out that that's why I was getting no people, because I looked too nice. And as soon as I put on a paparazzi shirt and yoga pants, boom, views started going up. People would stay and watch my show. The other thing is that you want to make sets with your jewelry, right? So the thing that really, I really didn't think that I could move past, at the time I was like selling 250 pieces a show. And I thought, you know what, I don't think I can really get any bigger than this. And, I'm doing really good. I couldn't see how I could push the envelope. But when I started making 4-piece sets, right? So you guys, you have inventory. Some of you I know, like, you're masters, girls, masters, own it. And you guys have jewelry that coordinates. The nice thing about paparazzi is they continually come out with more pieces that match the piece that came out 2 weeks ago. And this is a good way for you to show inventory you just showed on another live. Pair it with a new piece that came in. Now you are giving them the option, right? So some people, they're not going to buy the necklace because it might be a funky blue, but you know that you have another funky blue earring that goes with it. And so now you just made it enticing to them, because before they're like, I don't have anything that matches that, because they're not thinking I'm going to match flat silver with it. So you create a 4-piece set. So what you did is, you know, maybe they don't wear rings, but they wear earrings. And you brought out an earring, a bracelet, and a ring that match. Now, sometimes you're going to sell all 4 of them. Sometimes you'll just sell that necklace. But a lot of the times you're getting additional sales just because you paired it together. And your customers like it because maybe they didn't know how to make a match out of it. A lot of your customers, and if you guys weren't at convention, Heidi Bound even says it, they are counting on you to tell them what goes together, to show them a set, to be their personal shopper, okay? Because they may not have a lot of that fashion sense. A lot of these women, you know, I know a lot of my shoppers, God bless them, because a lot of them are on disability, or they are homebound. They don't get to get out. The jewelry, they don't care if they're wearing it in their house. It makes them feel better. But they don't know what the trends are. You know, it might behoove you to read an article, Google it. What's the new trends coming this fall? What is the new color palette? It might behoove you to do that because it is building trust and you are giving something valuable to them that they don't normally get. Because believe it or not, the people that watch your video, 45 to 65, chances are they are not really just Facebook hounds or Google hounds. Many of my customers don't know how to do it. So that is a big thing involved in it. You want to sell more in less time, right? So why work harder? Work smarter. Okay, so I have asked, I was on somebody's live. Yes, it is. I was on somebody's live and they were on my team and they kept saying to me, I don't get it, but I can't get people to share my live video. And I said, what? She's like, look at the share prize. Wouldn't you share it? I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, I would. And so I just happened to be on a live in which I was friends with one of the people that was watching them. And so after the show, I messaged her and I said, you know, you come on my show and you always share it. Is there a reason why you didn't share her show? I said, I'm just asking because I'm trying to help her. And that was when the customer had told me, yeah, because she only has one of an item. And I'm not giving up the good stuff. I like shopping with her. I like her. But I'm not sharing it so somebody can come take that piece from me. And I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. So it really made sense to me. Now, the other thing is this. I would do a live show, right? And you guys know what the hot pieces are. I don't care if you just started. You know what makes your blood flow. You know when you're having the panic attack to check out. And that wheel of death is spinning and then the cart kicks you out. And it's like, oh my God, you know, this is out of stock. And you're like, well, thank you, Diana. Good, you know, congratulations. Thank you for joining Paparazzi. It is an amazing experience. It is an amazing company. So you know what builds your excitement. Why'd you buy one? Because then you go to your live show and guess what? You see 6 comments. This is when I had the realization, like, I need to buy more. I could have just sold 6 and I only had 1. What was I thinking? Right? So me personally, I don't show ones and dones on my show. I don't. You know what I save those for? For photo albums or wall drops. I do not do ones and dones on my show at all. Okay? So the other thing that I noticed is a bigger mistake is this. I am seeing that, and it's within my own team because I can't really gauge. I don't watch other teams or people closely enough to realize how much their viewers have grown. But I see that viewers are growing on your live. So let's say that you had 10 viewers and all of a sudden, dude, you're on fire and you start getting 20 viewers each live. Are you buying double the amount that you used to in order to accommodate for those viewers? Because you're buying a certain amount of jewelry because you have 10 viewers. Now you have 20. Are you buying double the jewelry because you just doubled your audience? You do not want people fighting over jewelry, right? And so I always tell people, they say, well, when do you think that I should start buying more? Like, how often do you think I should order a week? And I tell them, you should be reinvesting all of the money that you can until you are able to buy every single day, every single piece. So when I started out, my husband's family, and this is what happened. I got my kit. My mother-in-law was here, and they are an Italian family. I have very similar jewelry tastes, so I'm not going to say anything about Italian families. But she likes the big, blingy, kazami, You know, so right away I opened up my kit. I sold 17 pieces because my mother-in-law were there and my sister-in-law. And they're like, oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. So I paid attention to what they were grabbing because I knew as an Italian family that when they wore it, that because Michael has 4 sisters, that the other sister was going to want it. So I started thinking in the outside of the box, and I knew when I had those really killer earrings, and I was so naive when I started, I didn't even know that it was a blockbuster, but those Glitzy by Association hoops, I mean, literally in my history of paparazzi, I'll have 2 years, August 27th, I think I've sold like 2,000 pairs of each kind. Because they are the most popular blockbuster. And those, I always keep at least 20 of each pair in stock for me. When I started out, I bought 10 and sold them all in seconds. It is like the blockbuster that beyond blockbusters, right? It is a very classy, like very sparkly, like no way do you pay $5 for that hoop. And every time that I would see a pair of earrings, because I knew my audience base and I knew the family base that had started my business off, I knew to go and buy 10 pairs of those earrings. If I thought it was super hot, I would buy 10. Even when I first started, I might buy one of this, one of this, one of this, one of this, but I always bought like 10 if I thought it was like, ah, because why wouldn't I? What is it going to hurt you to have those? When I think something is ugly. So I have a large base, right? Because I not only have my live sales, but I have the website. So what I do is this. If I think it's ugly, then I buy 4. When I started, I bought 1, right? You guys have good judgment. You want to buy everything, okay? Because if you're only buying jewelry you like, then you're only attracting your customer. You are not attracting the masses. So when I started out, I'd buy 1 of the hair. I'd buy 1 box of the kids. You're fine, girl. I'd buy 1 box of the kids. Hey, Barbara Ray. I would buy 1 box of the kids' jewelry. I would buy 1 bracelet set. This is when I started out, right? Because I wasn't sure when I would accumulate the business, because I wasn't really selling kids at first until I started doing home parties. But I wasn't sure when I would accumulate the business or the audience that would purchase that. When the Z collection came out, I bought 1 of each Z collection. And I'm going to tell you the smartest thing is, especially if you do home parties, if you do Facebook Lives, you do not have to sell that piece right there on the live. What you can say is, this is our new Z collection. Show it. Live it up. Tell them it's a heavier piece. Tell them how gorgeous this thing is. Tell them how unrealistic it's $25. Because I'm telling you right now, this necklace in any store would run $75. You walked into Macy's, you saw this necklace, the weight of it and everything else, $75. My stretch earring, at least $20. And it one with all this bling, that's $30, right? So you need to buy them and show them, and then tell them that you can special order it in your next order for them if they would like it. So I always bought, when I started, I had 1 of each Z collection. When I would go to a jewelry show or a home party, then I would have it all up. I would let them know that this is my special order line, right? That I could special order these pieces for them. And it gave me another chance to have contact with that customer at a later date. Okay? When it was a hot piece, I bought 10. When I thought, okay, that's kind of cute, you know, I bought 3. Even when I just started, when I thought it was ugly, I still bought 1. Because you never know. I did not have a customer base that liked brass or copper at first, and I hear people say that all the time. And this is why you do trainings like this, because you learn how to attract more customers in a bigger customer base. And that's what I had to do. And if your customer base starts growing, and then somebody comes on your live and they say, oh, you know what? I know you don't have any on your live right now, but can you send me some pictures of your brass and copper pieces? I'd love to add them to my order. And then you tell that, you're like, oh crap, dude, I only have like 3 necklaces. Do you think that customer, being that that's their favorite type of jewelry, is going to come back and shop with you? You have to be ready to sell the jewelry. And so I always tell everybody, somebody on my team went to a salon, and the salon is having a special event, and they bought 100 pieces of pink jewelry. And so, there you go, Jessica. That's a great idea. They always, she went to the salon, And it turns out that they were doing an event and they asked if they could purchase 100 pieces of pink jewelry. And my response to my team was, yup, if she didn't have 100 pieces of pink jewelry, guess what? She wouldn't have sold 100. So it's constantly this fight. You have to be diligent in reinvesting in your inventory. And you have to be diligent in ordering enough to accommodate your customers. Why sell one when you can sell 5? That's just silly. And you'll notice if you have 3 and guess what? You had 8 comments, then you're going to notice that you could have sold 5 more. And you're going to go, oh, right? So I had this consultant and she does order. She orders every day. And she messaged me and she says to me, she goes, do you have 10 more of these? She goes, and she was doing it like once a week. And I was like, dude, I thought you had these. And she says, I did, but then, I had all these customers. I go, so it sounds to me like you need to order double, because I'm not here to trick people into buying from me. That's not the way it is. But I want to tell them logically, if you are constantly selling out of those acrylic earrings right when you show them, guess what? You should be buying more of them. Hello, Yvette. Now, the other thing I want to say is how people show their jewelry, okay? So I see people and they're like, look at this bracelet. Isn't this pretty? It's great. Okay, look. Now look at it when I go like this. Look at the rhinestones shimmer and shine, right? It's like candy. It's like tick tock, tick tock. They get entranced. You make them fall in love with that piece just by going like this, because now they are seeing how it shines. But there's those universal pieces that everybody buys, okay? Like wood earrings. They're nice and light and they're big. So the women that don't like heavy earrings, that wish they could wear those big, beautiful earrings, guess what? Those wood earrings are right up their alley. They're paperweights. Or paper thin lightness. You want to show versatility with your jewelry, right? And I wish I had a clip-on next to me. Stella, can you find a clip-on in the earrings that the Hostess Rewards? So you want to show versatility with your jewelry. This is what I really can't stand. Have you ever seen a live jewelry show and they're doing it all on their floor? They're doing it all on their carpeting. Do you know what's running through my head? I wonder if they have a pet and it's peed on that floor. I wonder how good they cleaned it. I wonder if their baby blew out their diaper on that floor. Like, these are the things that I'm thinking, right? So you have just devalued your product, okay? If you treat your product and show your product as if it is like gold to you, like I show my jewelry, it's worth more than $5 to me. Every single piece is, okay? Because when I sell 5, they're coming back for 15 next time if this is their first time, right? So every piece is worth more than $5. Let me see. You have one?
Well, I got one.
Oh, it's totally not going to go with this. But look, so for instance, I do this consistently. This is not one that will actually go with my double wrap. This is a double wrap. It's not even a choker. But if you notice, you can make, and if this was a big like white rhinestone, it would totally stand out. Guess what? I just sold 2 pieces of jewelry instead of selling 1. So you can add more value and you can sell more product, and you guys have to realize the techniques to do this. If I was wearing this on my wrist, I could add a big bling clip-on earring and I could sell more doing that. Guess what these are also good for? You ever go on a trip and you're like, man, I wish I could pack like 6 pairs of shoes. So if you think like, oh man, I wish I could pack 6 pairs of shoes, guess what? You can have 6 different looks with the same black strappy sandals by using clip-on earrings. These clip-on earrings are so versatile. If I had a wrap bracelet on, I could be wearing it here. I have a girl that she puts buns in her hair, and instead of wearing our hair clips, she puts on clip-on earrings. And she has little sparkles in her hair with the clip-on earrings. You have to think of different ways to market your product to make it work. Guess what these are also good for? Those people that have cats that never go outdoors, because this is not going to hold up as a pet collar. They put this on their cat or their dog to give them some bling-tastic love, right? Because you know how much a bling collar costs in a pet store? Like $30, right? I'm not spending $30 for my dog to wear it outside and rub the rhinestones off of it. Exactly, and braids too. So you want to try to do the things that are going to give your products more value. So do you guys know the rhinestone choker that came out at convention? I was just watching, this is exactly why I watch other people's shows. That's exactly right. If you are not buying it, you cannot sell it. If you do not have it in your inventory, then guess what? You guys aren't going to attract the customers that like it, right? So I had mentioned this on the last training, that I have lots of products, right? So here's the best part, okay? So people say to me, well, I don't really sell a lot of children's jewelry. So let me tell you what happens. It is a common trend for me is this. What happens is Christmas rolls around, and the consultant who said, I don't really feel like carrying that, guess what? All their customers are saying, do you got any kids jewelry? You know? And they're like, yeah. And then they go to look and they're like, oh, I only have like 5 rings. That's not good. Guess where they go? They come to me and they buy $300 worth of kids jewelry that they make no profit on, but they bought it to make their customers happy and they just didn't have it. Any single holiday that comes up, whether it be Christmas, whether it be Halloween, whether it be Easter, any single holiday, 4th of July, whatever the occasion may be, they buy lots of kids jewelry from me. And you know what else they buy at Christmas? And you guys better buy it when it comes out, is that men's line. That men's line that they came out with, this is why paparazzi is so smart. You see a lot of businesses dying out nowadays, right? You see JCPenney's dying out. You see Sears, you see Kmart, Crowley's, that's been gone a long time. But these are all name brand companies. Guess what? They did not evolve with the time. They did not bring something new in. And now I'm not saying that paparazzi needed to do it, but what I'm saying is they just brought you a new target market. I thought we covered every target market. Now that they brought this men's line in, they just gave us a whole new customer base. Right? You guys have to take advantage of this. So I have people and they'll message me and they'll go, you know, my consultant says that you carry hair accessories. Do you think that you could help me out with the hair accessories? Can you show me what you have? And I'll send them pictures and everything like that. And guess what? They'll come back to me again because they're looking for something for their daughter specific. Like, do you have pink ones? Do you have anything bows? And then they'll come back again. And then they're like, why am I buying from 2 consultants, dude? This girl's got everything. Why am I spending $4 ship here, $4 ship there when I can just stick here and she's got the plethora? And they leave that person. So what I'm telling you is that every piece of jewelry that you buy, before when we only had the men's urban, at Christmas time, same thing. I get so many new customers, or I have so many consultants running to cover their butt with a Band-Aid because they didn't buy it. And that's fine. I'll make the sale all day long. I have no problem. Sure, maybe I don't sell hair bows all the time, but even now I buy 4 of the cute ones. I may only buy 2 of the okay ones because I know, and I show 5 of them during the live. I don't usually do a live without showing kids, without showing men's, and without showing a hair accessory, you know? So I always do that because you are attracting different target markets by having the different products. Your first goal from this business is that you need to be buying every single day, every release that comes out, whether it's 1 or it's 10 or it's 2, but that is your first goal that you should maintain, okay? Is to be able to purchase every single day. I'm going to tell you that no matter where I am, when it is time for new releases, that's my job. Guess what? I order jewelry like it's my job, because it is. Because I am a jewelry monster and I need to feed my monsters. And if I don't feed them new, and I think I'm going to show them the old swag that's been sitting around for 2 weeks and I've shown it 4 times already, they're not staying around. You might get some sales off of new people coming in, but your old customers, they're going bye-bye. They bored them to death. You know, show them some pizzazz and show them value. You have to take things and create ways that is giving your jewelry extra value, okay? So I love layering pieces, right? I will wear this. So that choker that came out at convention, the girl that I was watching, she made it a wrap. She doubled it around her wrist and crisscrossed it under here. I was just on her live 5 seconds ago. Every single one of them sold out. She had 42. She does not sell 42 pieces of jewelry, right? But everybody's like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. Oh my gosh. And then she tells them, guess what? It's a choker. And you know how awesome this choker looks if you layer 2 of them on top of each other? Because she saw that on my live. Everybody slammed out of it. Sold out seconds. You know why? She created more value for each piece of jewelry that she had. As if it's not great enough that you get it for $5, now you get 2 different ways to use it. You have to start thinking outside of the box. Watch YouTube videos, okay? You get the people. Here's another thing, that men's jewelry line, they're taking away anklets, okay? When they take those away, those men's bracelets, you can wear as an anklet. Awesome. It could be a present for your man. You should be using this as an opportunity too when it comes out. Like, you guys know you have those customers that they're like, don't say my name out loud. My husband's in the room with me. Don't say my name out loud. I'm telling him I'm just watching. And so you have those people. Well, guess what? You know how they're always paranoid to get the mail? Their husband's not going to complain if there's 2 pieces of jewelry in there for him, right? That's a great way to do it. When he starts complaining, he's like, did you buy my jewelry? Yeah, but I saw these really cute, this necklace that I thought you'd love, and this ring that's phenomenal, and they just came out with these, and I thought you'd love it. So I didn't think it was a big deal. There's something in there for you. Then they feel bad for yelling, right? You give them these tips in their head. You plant the images in their mind. You tell them that they need to get it. Always create this sense of urgency. Oh, you guys, I know I'm a jewelry monster, but guess what? I only have like 4 of these because it's like 8 months old. Like, nobody has this. Guess what? All 4 of those sell. You are the one that is building that sale, and you can build it up before you pull it out. Like, all the time my husband puts in jewelry that I don't want him to sell, but he'll help me out. He'll be like, oh, I'm going to help you with your show. Well, guess where he pulls it from? Like my vintage, like that I'm saving to bring in new people. And so then when I see it in there, I'm like, okay, I get it. And I tell them, this is special. Like, automatically somebody wants to buy it. As soon as I say, I don't have many of these because it's old, boom, I've barely shown a number and it's sold. You guys have to remember that you're the ones that are bringing your customer back. You are the ones training them that this is valuable stuff. So don't show your jewelry on the floor. I don't care that you're not using a stock photo. That's fine. However, don't sit there and like lay it on this, okay? This is not good. Don't lay it on this. Do you think that this looks attractive when your jewelry's laying on it? It doesn't. Lisa has an awesome video. I know that it is about doing photography, using natural light, using a neutral background to make the jewelry pop more. Excuse me. That is something that you guys need to watch. And I used to think that you should use stock photos. Well, that's wrong. You want to know why? Those little Facebook bots I keep talking about, they are gauging the photos that you are posting, right? You'll hear John Eric Mosler, and this is what he tells you. He says, don't post something. Yeah, cardstock's fine. Don't post something like you're selling it. Post something like you're having a conversation with somebody. Just like you post your family picture, like, isn't this sweet? Like, this is one of my sweetest memories. Why are you going, and this is the Z bracelet, and it's $25, and it's this, and it's that? You don't do that, right? Like, I know I had to explain this to Michael because sometimes my husband uses to listen. So I was like complaining, and so he posts these pictures, and it, like, he wrote, I love chickens, Michael. When he posted the picture of what it was that we were selling that day, guess what? That post got more noticeable, right? So here's the other thing that people are doing. They are over posting. You guys are thinking that people aren't seeing my posts, so I'm going to post like a mad person. John Eric Mosler, who does all of the, and I have to fast forward through him sometimes, I do. I love the guy, he's really sweet, he's cute, he has cutesy little things, but I'm limited on time. So a lot of the stories I don't sit through. But I do watch his analytics videos and how to boost your analytics. And what it is he is telling you is that you look like a spam bot when you are sitting there and posting something every 5 minutes of a photo. You look like a spam bot and like a robot selling machine when you are just listing that stock photo and you are putting in the title description and not saying anything about it. So you want to try to start gauging your posts, and you don't want to only post on your business page and in your VIP group. Like, you want to actually use your Facebook for personal reasons too. And you want to, he is super smart, but you always want to post on your personal page. And you'll see me, all right, Yvette, I'll catch you afterwards, okay? I'll be on later. She's our Diamond of the Month. You guys, if you want to win a Natasha N this Z bracelet, there's a page going on my business page where you guys can win. All you have to do is like her business page, or you can just share the contest, or you can share her business page. You can have 3 entries, and then I draw the ping, right? We've decided to do that with our team. We pick 1-star member, and Yvette Bean is one of those. And if you guys haven't seen her, she has great inspirational videos. She has sunshine shimmering accessories, and she's truly inspirational. But you guys have to watch your analytics on the next note. You guys have to watch your analytics and how often that you are posting to Facebook. And guess what? If you are only posting business and it's paparazzi, 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 then nobody sees your posts. Facebook is literally burying you in people's feeds. So you'll see me and I'll say, I always put a feeling with it. And I'll say feeling nostalgic, or feeling happy, or feeling blessed. And then I will post a picture of my family and I'll make a little comment about it. Like, look how silly he looks with this mustache drawn on him in Sharpie, because that's what kind of things my kids do. And me posting that on my personal page is actually helping my analytics of my business page and my jewelry group, right? Now, here's the other biggest mistake that I see. You guys are all going to Pinterest and you are copying those photos, right? Guess what? All of those have a URL image address, which means that whenever it is posted, there is an image address tagged lined to it, and the little Facebook bots can see how many times that picture or image has been shared or spread all over the internet, and now you look like a jewelry robot again, right? And they're not going to promote you if you're a jewelry robot. They are promoting people that are people. They are not promoting jewelry robots, right? They want you to have feelings, they want you to have emotions, and so Facebook has really started digging into this. And so you really, really, really need to be able to do that by going ahead and creating your posts 30 minutes apart. So if that means if I post on my personal page, it doesn't matter that it's in my business or my jewelry group. If you want to boost your analytics and rise through Facebook, you wait 30 minutes to post in either of those pages. You make your post or your wall drops 30 minutes apart. Now, how many of you are dropping an album and not writing anything about the album in the description? Guess what? You're jewelry robot. Jewelry robot. So you want to make sure, like, these are the hottest pieces that came out today. Hurry, 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 because if you don't pick them, I'm going to keep them all for myself, right? No, you're just dropping an album. Yeah, everybody buy. And then you're like, how come nobody's claiming anything on my albums? That's why, because you're a jewelry robot, and chances are they didn't even get a notification, it didn't come through their feed. It got buried somewhere along the lines. You want to make sure that you guys are literally talking to people, not throwing something at them. And so that is a huge, huge part of this. Make sure I'm not missing anything. The other thing is tools, right? So I hear some of you guys and you're like, how do I get it to the next level? Like, now I have 15 viewers and I can't seem to grow it. And I get 15 different people, even though I'm keeping my schedule consistent. Text alerts. You need to bring in text alerts, right? Not that I'm aware of, Paula. You need to bring in text alerts. You guys have to not be afraid to spend money to make money, right? So one of my first jobs, I was a manager at Home Depot. And if you guys ever have heard the whole story of Home Depot, they literally started and they had one of each product on the shelf. And you know what they did? They took the box from that sample product sitting on the shelf and they put it in the overhead to make it look like they had more product, right? And then when you went through, they had some jankety register that didn't take anything out of stock. Like, a store can't run that way, right? So what happens is, do text alerts when you reach 15 viewers. When you reach 15 viewers, that's when it's time. Like, you don't want to do it before then because you don't want to put the cart, the cart before the horse. But when you get 15 to 20 viewers, you should get text alerts. Here's the biggest mistake I see. I tell you guys, you have to train your customer, right? I'll go on your live and I'll be sitting there for 35 minutes. I never heard you mention that you had text alerts. I never see you post a link into your comments, right? So great, you got text alerts. What are you doing with them? Are you using them to the fullest ability? Yep. So, if you can afford to get it right away, sure, go right ahead and do it. But if you're not using the tool the way that it's supposed to be used, you just wasted money because of it. you want to make sure that you are getting text alerts at 15 to 20 viewers. Now I hear people say, Common Sold is what I use, and it is not for everybody. Buy It Live is what a lot of consultants use. It is not for everybody. Okay, but what I will say is this. If you are ready and you are making this a full-time business and you are the one running it, you don't have your husband sitting next to you, you are the one that has to invoice all of these things. When you get to about 40 or 50 viewers, then you want to cut down the time, because the more that you cut down the time that it takes you to prepare, the more jewelry you can sell. Then you should probably get one of those programs if you're all on your lonesome, right? Makes it a lot easier. So I say 40 to 50 viewers, and when you have 3,000 different pieces of jewelry, and then you should go ahead and get one of those programs, because it's going to really help with additional add-on sales. So here's the thing that I see during lives, and this is what kills lives. You guys have a customer on, and that, you guys have 15 people on your screen, and then all of a sudden that one customer, your board's sitting behind you, and you probably have like 5 blue things on the board, and the customer goes, no, that blue thing, right up there. And you're like, right up where? What? And you sit there and spend a ton of time trying to find that one piece of jewelry. Or the customer comes on and they're like, do you have a gold ring that looks like this? And you spend like 25 minutes going through them. The problem is that you are catering to one customer. What are those other customers going to do? Leave. If you are sitting there taking special requests, I'm not sitting there. That's not cool, right? I'm here too. Hi. I'm in this jewelry show too. So I always tell somebody, if they come on to interrupt my live, or they come on and say, do you have this or do you have that? How about you shoot me a message after the show, and I'd love to send you pictures. But right now I have this jewelry laid out in front of me, and I have to show this jewelry, and then I can help you after my show. There's no problem with helping them. Do not think that it is a right there type of thing, because your show is your show and you keep control of it. Do not give it to somebody else. The other thing is I've already told you guys to make sets, and I know a lot of you guys aren't going to make sets, but if you're not going to make sets, at least consider this. And I'm going to show you how an easy way to do how to organize in the background by yourself, so you're not taking up a lot of time. So let's say that you're going to make sets, right? Or not going to make sets. Don't show 30 rings in a row. People are not all ring people. So people just left your show because you decided you're going to pour out them rings like boom, and that's just silly. You shouldn't show 30 rings in a row ever, okay? Mix it up, because there's a lot of people that aren't ring people. There's a lot of people that don't wear necklaces. There's a lot of people that don't wear earrings. You should be showing the variety during your live show in order to maintain your audience and not have them drop, okay? Now, the other thing I see is that people are actually taking the time and going through each basket. They have these baskets, right? And they're like, oh, I went to the dollar store, I got baskets, I put their names on it, it's great. No, it's not great, because unless you have them in an order that you can easily throw it right into their basket, now you're taking a lot of time. And that's how you lose people, right? So I kind of brought out, because I think it's easier to visualize, so I brought some stuff out so that you guys could see, okay? So I don't know if you guys are aware of this. You can start a free USPS postal account, and you can have your priority items delivered to your home for free. You go online after you've created it, and you can then go order free shipping supplies, and they will bring them to your house. You can also have free pickup from your house. So those of you guys making multiple trips to the post office, you can actually schedule a delivery during your mail drop-off time, and they will come and they will either pick it up off your porch. You can put special instructions if it's on your back patio. They will come get it as long as you have one priority, right? So what I used to do when I had a large audience, so you see, I utilize all materials that are free. I used to go and I would order a big thing of padded envelopes. This is not good, the Express, but this is just an example. So the Express is not what I highly recommend, because if for some reason, if you guys are envelope shippers, you can actually use this. The Express they brought to me on accident. But if you notice, I think I have somebody that's on my team that's in here. So I'm not like, I don't want to give away any people. Not meaning like anybody that, I'm saying some people don't want people to know how much they purchase. So All right, so let me see. So this is like my bestie. All right, we'll use her as an example. My bestie is Jennifer Dyer. So when I am doing my live show, I have this box and I have these envelopes, okay? During my live show, as somebody comes on, I write their Facebook username up at the top. And then, because it starts with a J, I file it in alphabetical order. So when I'm sitting here, right, so I'm sitting here talking, and let's see, Jennifer wants this. So I thumb to J, and as I'm talking, I put the thing in Jennifer's envelope, right? I'm not looking for which basket is Jennifer's basket. Which basket? Stinky, right? Hi, JT. Right? There you go, Ashley. So, you don't know how many FedEx men I've given my business card to, and how many of their wives buy off of my website now or come to my live show. So this is giving you an easy way to do it. Now, some of you have hopes of transferring your business into a website. I never recommend unless you have 3,000 different pieces. Don't bring business to your site when you can't actually keep them. So here's another technique. It works better if I have a necklace. Okay. Any of the founders are going to tell you this. Please do not open bags on your live show. It's distracting. And so I use comment sold as different. I have to have the exact number on the item. And that's why I have my items still in bags. So that when I show my sets, I'm not confusing which number went with which piece because I plan it ahead of time. However, you guys use boards, right? So here's the nice thing. Let's say that you have your board. I'm trying to give you guys another way to do this, that you're not actually putting jewelry anywhere, right? You guys are setting up your show. You plan your show in advance if you want to sell more pieces. Don't go off the fly. Make yourself set. Sell more, right? So you're pulling out your show and you're lining it up on your board. And this one, you have this piece, right? This is a pineapple a day, okay? You put it on the hook. And then I'm going to tell you a secret. This is another good way that you don't actually have to put anything in envelopes, nor do you have to pull jewelry for those people that are not going to pay. Before you're live, as this is hanging on your board, take the sticky, attach it to here, and write the number of how many that you have on them. Okay, so if I had 4, okay, I would just write the number 4. When I go to show this piece, right here, I see that I have 4 on the back. I am taking the envelope off. I am showing the piece, and people are claiming. My Sharpie is right next to me. Use a thin line. And everybody that claims, I am actually writing their name on this envelope. Right? Now, what do? I put this right back on the piece, hang it on the board. Now I did not have to take time to put things into each individual envelope, right? I didn't have to look for an envelope. I didn't have to play the envelope shuffle. All I did was write down a name, their Facebook username on the actual bag to the piece. Now listen, you're like, well, I don't want to do that on the piece that I'm shipping. Your customer is going to be happy when you slip it. Guess what? Now you get to keep all the original bags to your items too. Your customer will be happy when you slip it right back into this baggie. Okay, this is saving you a lot of time. That means, guess what? You get to show more jewelry because you're not sitting there digging for envelopes. And you are not having people leave because you just sold 6 of something and you're going, okay, and no, write it down right as they're doing it, right? It's a totally different way. And so like I said, you're gonna hang this up on your board. You're gonna write how many you have on this bag. When you pull the piece up to show it, then you're writing their names down. After the show is done, then you collect these, right? Because you don't need this for this. I just recommend that you ship it in the inner lining. You don't need the outer bag. Then you collect those and you start filling your orders. And guess what? Your jewelry is in an organized fashion that you don't have a huge mess around you because you only had to pull out 1, not your whole bag of 10 at the time. This allows you to keep your jewelry all organized and you don't have to pull it until they pay. So guess what? You don't have to do a huge repo show because it's been sitting in that envelope waiting for them to pay. No, you don't have to do that. You guys make the choice of what you want to do, okay? So I'm almost done. I'm going to give you a couple more tips. You want to train your customer. So I told you guys, if you are not telling your customer that one day and time to find you, okay, You can go extra lives, you can go sporadic, but every one of those lives, you should be talking about, hey, do you post albums? Hey, when is your payment due? I hear these people say, I can't get them to pay. Really? Because on your live, I only heard you say it once at the beginning, you have 48 hours to pay, right? You are not using any of those tools because you're not self-advertising. And if you're not self-advertising, that's great. You made one purchase off of them, but are they going to come back? Okay. So the next biggest mistake too is that when you are training your customer, you automatically, when's your next show? How do they pay you, right? What kind of payments do you accept? I don't accept anything but PayPal. If they don't have to have a PayPal to actually pay. If they don't have a PayPal, that tells me that, or they can't pay through PayPal, that tells me that they might be a bad customer, because PayPal doesn't just block you from payments unless you do something wrong, right? It is buyer protection for me. It is buyer-seller protection on both accords. And so that's why I only take PayPal. I mean, everybody to each their own. I know a lot of people feel Square is impersonal because they have to type their address in, and then it doesn't, you have to like, can you tell me what your address is? The least steps to selling, the better it is, right? You should be advertising consistently throughout your show, your share price. You should be talking about any contest that you have going on. You are going to keep doing this. You want to get them to actually heart, like, show me some hearts if you want to see the best piece ever. Show me some hearts if you want me to give something away. Because once you get that reaction on your video, you're able to get them more page likes, which means more viewers, right? For interaction, here's the biggest mistake I see. So you heard Lisa talk about value videos. You want to do value videos, right? You want to prove you have knowledge. And it doesn't have to be paparazzi. If Lisa Keller's still on here, she's a genius. She did a value video. Guess what? Get to know the Kellers. Guess what she did? She baked cookies. I've seen Lisa Keller quite a few times. I've gone on her video and shared it. I love Lisa. And I'm going to tell you that she had double the viewers watching her bake cookies than she usually does on her live. She made herself relatable. She basically talked about what she did with the ingredients or whatever. So she gave herself value. She taught like a little lesson, you know. She introduced like different aspects of her life. She showed her kitchen. And guess what? They want to see your kitchen. They really do. They want to know more about you, right? So that is as simple as it is. Do you bake cookies? It could be as simple as like you learn this awesome new trick, or guess what? This awesome piece came out today. I can't wait, you know, or it just arrived. She did a value video and she brought in new customers because of that. And that's why Lisa tells you to do value videos. So we're talking about interaction, right? And people like, okay, I'm going to do Family Feud and then I'm going to keep points. Well, guess what? You learned nothing about your customer and they learned nothing about you. And the whole name of this game to get new customers, to maintain new customers, is to find your tribe. Finding your tribe means that you guys are interacting, right? They know who you are. They know that you're married. They know you got 4 kids. They know like you have twins and your twins are constantly beating on each other and you don't know what to do. They have a good feeling about it. If I play something where they have to guess something, like a game to give something away, this is what I'll say. Guess who my favorite Disney princess is? Now they're learning something about me. It's not like, okay, what is the number 2 answer on Family Feud of reasons why, or the biggest person you hate in your family? Okay, great. What did that do, right? Games are games, and they don't build an audience, and they don't maintain a customer relationship. Sometimes I'll do really funny questions, right? So people come to these things to be happy. They want to get taken out of their place. And so I try to bring up something nostalgic. Okay, because nostalgic makes them think back in time when they were younger, when they were happier, when they didn't have bills, and this and that. And so I'll say, okay, guys, I'll tell them about my first car. And then I'll go, what was your first car? And then you'll see, like I could have had nobody talking, all of a sudden everybody's talking. And then I'll throw in another one, like, okay, you know, my first job was at this place called Saffron's Billiards. It was like basically old men. It smelled like old men. And like, it was boring. I dusted pool tables. And so I'll be like, so what was your first job? Or my favorite, what did you plan on being when you grow up? And now what is your job now? Okay, you guys are actually having interaction with your customer. You are giving them a reason to stay. If you are having conversations with your customer and they are talking to you, guess what? They're engaged. Engaged people don't say, I'm going to look for the next consultant, you know? But you have to find the balance and be showing jewelry at the same time. Now, the other thing is, remember how you're doing value videos? Give value to your customers. So for instance, like I just did a show and I've not been consistent. A lot of you guys know I have a husband in hospice. It is very hard for me sometimes. Not to give excuses, but I do a lot more on any given day than I do inhuman things, thanks to God, okay? But I never know. And I hired somebody now to do it because you spend the money on the tools that are going to bring you in more business. Do not be afraid to spend to build. So I will go ahead, and it was crickets, right? So I said, you know what I'm doing? As soon as my commission check comes in, because now we're getting custody of our youngest daughter. She's my daughter no matter what, but she's from other marriage. And I said, and this is the first time I've ever taken a teenage girl school shopping, right? So what are your guys' suggestions? Because she's not going to let me go to Old Navy. And you should see how many people started talking because I asked their advice. I made their opinion valuable. Right? And that's what you want to do. You're building relationships. That's really the bottom line to selling more jewelry. Okay? If I was a jewelry robot and everything was nobody's staying. They don't care. Okay? I don't have a relationship. It's not like they're cheating on me if they shop someplace else. So I am building the relationship by doing that and creating value so that they have value. I'm sorry, I was getting parched. If you are not having fun doing this is the funnest job I've ever had. I always joke with my family, and I'll say, I'm no longer hireable. And they're like, what? This is what my husband said to me. I said, you realize that I'm no longer hireable. I could not get a job. He's like, what are you talking about? You have 3 college degrees. You can go get a job anywhere. And I'm like, I could. I said, but the minute that I punch that clock, I'm going to want to split my wrists, right? Because nothing beats this job. And nothing, I mean, if I went in and I worked 9 to 5 and I made the money that a 9 to 5 job makes, and the pressure and the stress and the boss that you hate and the coworkers that are, I'd be miserable, excuse me. So the 9 to 5 job is not going to work for me, okay? So if you are not having fun doing this, if this is not the best thing you ever did, guess what? You're doing it wrong. Or this isn't for you. Get out of here. Okay? If you can't enjoy this, if this is not fun, I understand sometimes you're stressed because you think that those 6 viewers should be 60 viewers and you've been doing this for 5 weeks. Why isn't it growing? You have to be patient, you guys. And if you're not having fun, your customers are not going to have fun and they're not going to watch you. You know, I do not chase after people on my team. So I know a lot of people, they get like, now they become a director and they have 3 people and oh my gosh, she hasn't been live and she hasn't bought in 2 weeks. Why? I don't chase those people. I don't want them to stay in this because of me. It is my first job. It's my only job. This is the only thing that I do is sell paparazzi. And it was very hard to let go of my security blanket, right? Because I always have that big fear. I'm a big fear person. As soon as I let go of that security blanket and I went all in, I was elite. I literally left convention. I was only a premiere director. I came back 3 months later. I dumped my security blanket when I came back. I dumped the new project and I said, no, I need to put 100% in to this. And so I came back in August. In October, I was elite. I double ranked into it. I recruited like nobody's business. I trained them like nobody's business. So if you're half in, you're half out. And if you're half out, don't expect you're going to get the results. Okay? I knew that I was making it on sales, and you can make your business on sales. You do not have to have a team. For 9 months, I made my business on sales. So I don't want to put that out there. The other thing is invoice and ship right away, right? So I see people and they'll be like, I invoice once a week on Friday and then I ship on Monday. Okay, sucky. No problem, Joanna. When you do that, you're losing 10%. Okay. I love you, Tanya. So, when you have this and you are choosing to do this, right, and you do it on Friday, then basically you just lost 20% of the people that purchased from you. I don't care how big the name is. I don't care what they say. The problem is that people are monsters. And then they don't even think about it because the next day something bright and shiny came on and they went right to that live and they spent the money that they would have paid your invoice with. Okay? Invoice and ship right away. The faster you invoice, the faster that you ship, the faster they're back to buy more, and the faster the addiction grows. This is awesome jewelry, and you know we're all addicted. The more that you grow your base, the faster you grow your base. The faster you grow your inventory and the variety, the quicker you are going to make this business grow. Do not be afraid to put in some of your own personal money to do this, okay? If you want fast results, then don't think you're going to get it by doing the slow train. It's not going to happen. So invoice and ship right away. Now the other thing is I get these packages, right? How many people use organza bags? I shopped from a consultant that used organza bags when I was a customer. I stopped at my first necklace that was all tangled into that organza bag. First off, it's expensive. Why are you doing that? You're buying an organza bag, then you're buying a envelope, and you're putting it in it, right? What are you doing? So I ship everything that I have in a box, okay? And people say, well, that's 20 cents a box, right? Okay, boxes don't get lost in the mail. They don't have very heavy packages shipped on top of them. Guess what? My jewelry isn't slipping all around in that envelope. That's right. Exactly, Jessica. And so if you attended convention, you guys know that you got these bigger Z pieces, right? The heather. The heather's like a big white rhinestone bib. It's beautiful. It's glitzy. It's shiny. Guess what? If you try to ship a heather in an envelope, bye-bye, Heather. Bye. You know, and I always marvel at the people that try to ship a hinge bracelet in an envelope. If it made it there, you better say hallelujah, thank you, Lord, okay, without breaking. Our jewelry's $5. That doesn't mean that it's made out of iron and steel and that nothing can hurt it. And I also learned that when you write, cuff braces, when you write fragile on your package, it's like a personal challenge for a mailman to break it. I'm just going to tell you. I used to have an eBay business, and I packaged like a beast, and I used to sell vintage dishes. And one day the mailman stopped me, and he says, you know, I really would stop writing that on the packages. I would really quit putting those stickers on. I said, what? I said, what are you talking about, Mike? Because I know my guys. I take care of them. I give them Christmas cards of cash, okay, because they take care of me. And he told me, he says, when you write fragile on that box, they're drop kicking it to the door because they don't care, because this automatically has insurance, especially if it's in a priority box. Now you're talking about an envelope. Now most of you guys ship in an envelope that's about this size, and it's light, especially if it's like a rat bracelet in it. So your mailman, like, he puts it in one of those totes, he carries it away, and guess what? They slapped about 40 boxes on top of it in his truck. And that little tiny envelope never made it into his mail sorting to get into that mailbox. So at the end of the day, he looks and he's like, crap, I still have this envelope. All right, I'll leave it in the truck tomorrow. So it is a lot easier, especially at Christmas time, to lose those envelopes. It is a lot easier for your jewelry to arrive damaged. Do not be afraid to spend a little bit more, which it isn't if you're buying those organza bags at 7 cents a bag, and then you're buying the envelope at 12 cents an envelope. I'm shipping it in a box. It cost me 20 cents a box. I also, this is something that a lot of people don't know. So you guys know that there's these regional rate A boxes, there's flat rate boxes, and everything else. What a lot of people don't know is you can use these boxes and not use the flat rate or the regional rate A package. You can use these boxes and you can ship out any type of priority in it. As long as it is a priority label, you can utilize this. So when I get an order, like today I had an order for 3 heathers, then I use this box, but I do not ship it rate A because it cost me $1 bazillion. I simply print a priority label and I slap it on it, right? And these are all free from the post office, and that's what I get. Now I use 6x6x4 boxes, and I use 8x6x4 boxes. That's what I ship all of my jewelry in that is under a pound. Anything over a pound, I ship in a priority box, okay? Now, The other thing I want to say is don't be a doormat, okay? So I'm going to tell you that a lot of people can recognize when you're a new consultant. You don't have the swagger, or you're a little unsteady in your words, and sometimes people take advantage of you. And they will be really nasty to you because they think that you're desperate for a customer. I'm sorry, nothing is worth me being talked down to. I block them. If you have a troll come onto your live, it is very important that you know how to block them, right? So Christina Jeter is the last person that actually commented, and she said, so true, never fragile. All I do is reach over to my phone and I tap on Christina's name, and it comes up that I can delete her comment. And then another box pops up and says block user. Hey, Lisa. And so you guys should know how to block somebody when you go live. Yes, there are couch trolls over, and there's this and that. And my biggest advice to you is to never acknowledge them. Go right to their name and block them. If you acknowledge them, if you start playing games with them, they think it's fun. They're going to start sharing you in other troll sharing groups. And it's amazing how many people take the time and actually do this, okay? I have a lot better things to do than to go on and harass somebody on a live video. When you guys are doing kids jewelry, here's another thing that I see. You're selling singles on your live. Some of you say, well, it didn't come in like an even 5 numbers. If you guys ever watch Lisa, if you see her post her albums, she never posts a single kid item. She makes a set out of whatever she has. So if it's a ring, she mixes it with a bracelet. She mixes it with a kid's earring. She makes 5. Don't sell $1 at a time when you can sell $5 at a time, right? So it's the same concept. Work smarter, not harder. You are taking up so much time with $1 items and comments and finding envelopes. It's crazy ridiculous, okay? The other thing is that when you guys are doing your live shows, we're almost done, you guys. When you guys are doing your live shows, then you guys are going to want to make sure that you have a variety. So whenever I'm planning my live show, because I said plan to sell more. A lot of people like selling on the seat of their pants. A lot of people have a lot of viewers. They've been doing this a lot longer, and that's why they can, right? So I always make sure I have a variety. I make sure that I have a gold set. I make sure that I have a silver set. I make sure that I have a stone set. I make sure that I have wood, seed bead, brass, copper, something really glitzy, and something boho. You know, I make sure that I'm paying attention and that I have a big variety. I'm not just showing a whole silver show. I'm not just showing all rhinestones, right? So even though I'm making these sets, I'm making sure that I have enough of each set that is going to keep the attention of the audience. I'm making sure that I have color mixed in there, right? Don't just think you just go buy metals. You know, have a purple, have a pink, have a yellow. And pay attention to what they sell, like what paparazzi comes out the least of, okay? Guess what? You don't see many sapphire blue pieces, do you? You don't see many navy blue. When you see those pieces come out, you should buy extra because it's going to be a long time, and people like navy blue and people like sapphire, right? You don't see denim very often either, like a denim blue. You guys have to start paying attention to the trends, and you have to start paying attention to what times of year sell what types of jewelry, right? Like I said, every holiday, kids. Christmas, urban. Mother's Day and Valentine's Day and Easter, pearls, okay? You have to start paying attention to those trends. Make a mental note. It's really going to help your business to be able to pay attention to these things. Now, the other thing is this. So I was telling you how it is not good to invoice once a week and that you're going to lose actual sales because your monsters, your true people that are addicts, they're shopping someplace else. I ship them all in a box. 1 pound or more, I ship everything in a priority box. I use it, take advantage of the free shipping. Guess what? I take advantage of these too. These work as stuffing, guys. You can stuff this into that box and make it look really pretty. You can put it on the bottom of the box and fold it up the sides, you know? Let me see. So today, this is what I do, right? So I shipped 3 heathers. Now, do you stack 3 heathers on top of each other? Probably not a good idea, right? Probably doesn't show that the heather's really worth 25 bucks if you're just throwing it in an envelope and shipping it off or in any box. So what I do is I take the paparazzi paper. Now, because it's a heather and it's rhinestone, I want good amount of padding. If you drop rhinestones on my tile floor, those rhinestones are going to pop. If that UPS man drops it and you don't have good padding in there, those rhinestones are gonna pop. So what I do is I take the paparazzi paper and I double it down on the bottom. So that way, if this package were to drop on the ground, it's not gonna feel the full vibration hitting that metal and popping those rhinestones, right? Then what I did between each one is I folded the papers down. So I created a padding between each one so those rhinestones aren't bumping against each other either. You have to treat this stuff like it's gold. If you treat it like it has super value, it's super valuable to somebody. You are giving more of a presence to it, right? Which makes people more buy it. So I was talking about how some people invoice once a week. And most of the people that I know that do that, they've been doing this a long time. They have a huge team. They're well-established people. Are you well-established that you can do that? Because if you're invoicing once a week, that means you're getting money in, one time a week, and it's supposed to spread out over the week. A lot of people, this hurts you in shipping costs too, because if you've had multiple shows and they are going to ship out from multiple shows, guess what? A lot of those pieces are heavier, like seed beads. You showed them one show, you showed them the next show. Guess what? That person's a seed bead person. All of a sudden now your weight is up and you are losing money on shipping and you are losing 15% of the sales that you made. eBay. I do it on eBay. You are missing 15% of your sales. Guess what? The people that have been doing this for a long time, they can afford to do that because chances are they have a team that they're making a large commission off of. I can't afford to do that, and I make a good commission. I have to invoice right away because money in, money out. There's a place called the Boxery. The Boxery is where I order them. I order them in sets of 25, and it's on eBay. That's the seller name, the Boxery. And it's a 6x6x4. Now my 8x6x4, I get coupons because I opened a business account with Staples, and they send me coupons for $50 off. That's where I get my 8x6x4. That's the cheapest I found so far. So here's the other good thing, right? I tell you guys, don't be a doormat. So you're gonna have somebody and they're gonna message you and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I had something really bad come up. The car starter, blah, 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 blah." Well, my team, we all share customers, right? So if a customer gives one of us a story, then all of us are gonna hear it. And guess what? They give somebody a completely different story. Your worst offenders to not paying or wanting extra time are consultants. And do you wanna know why they want extra time? Because they just went and bought the new releases that you couldn't because they didn't pay you. So are you going to hold off that jewelry that you could have sold to other people because to let them get new jewelry? Because let me tell you, there's like 10 good customers for every bad. I have no shame in my game the first time that they don't pay or they claim things and then don't, back when they wouldn't send me an email, block, wasting my time. Don't waste your time. Right? We want to work smarter, not harder, and chasing people down and asking for emails and all of that. That's a lot of work. Having a sale, that's a lot of work. Yeah, they are waiting for other people to pay them to pay you. What happens if they don't pay them? I'm going to tell you that I won't say 9 times. I will tell you that 7 times out of 10, that's probably a better ratio. 7 times out of 10, I never saw my money for that. Ever. Right? And if they're continually doing this, then guess what? Eventually, they're just not going to pay you at all. If they are ones that pay, okay? They get in over their head, and they're playing the shiftaroo game. So, now, I was talking about getting people to your page. So, here's the thing, and this is what I always say, right? I can't read after that. I'm into shipping once a week. So, if you want to transition your customers, and this is when I always think it's the best. So at Christmas time, I automatically take 2 weeks off to spend with my kids. Christmas break is my Christmas break. I do one last show before Christmas. Then after that, until my kids go back to school, I sit and play video games. I sit on the couch. We have fires. I always say, like we went to convention. Right. So I always say that when you take a week break, when you say, okay, you guys, I'm going to be off for a week because I'm going to go, I have this whole new plan and I'm going to get myself organized and get myself ready. And you can present like a contest to get them to come back in a week, letting them know I'll be back in a week, or you're taking your family vacation. That's the best time to bring out new sets of rules, right? Don't just spring it on them the next day. like if we came back from convention and I was going to implement something new, I would have waited until convention, until I came back, and I'd be like, guess what? We're going to try something new. Woohoo! Right? I don't just spring it on them the next show. Like, now we're going to do this. I always wait till there's like a week gap or 2 week gap before I change any rules or how I process and do anything. Okay? So the last thing I want to talk about, and you guys have been really patient. I appreciate you guys staying this long. I hope I'm giving you some good information. The last thing I want to talk about is the way to get more people to your business page. So you guys heard me talking about how I'm doing a contest for Yvette, right? Yvette Bean is a member of my team. She's Diamond Doll of the Month. And so I'm doing a contest to basically get her more business page likes, because we know more business page likes gives you more opportunity to get viewers. So this is the last thing I want to talk about, is a good way to bring more people into your jewelry group, right? Because once they're in your jewelry group, those are your customers. People are not going to join your jewelry group unless they are jewelry monsters, okay? People are not going to take an extra step to win something to do it. So I want to talk about one proposal as a contest right now. A contest is this. You want to make it easy, okay? So I'm about to move. I know that I've talked about it on other videos. I'm about to buy my dream house in Florida. It is like my forever home. I will retire there. It is like going to be a mansion. It's going to be gorgeously gaudy. And so what I'm going to do right before is I'm going to have a contest. I want to do it before winter. I'm going to call it Winter is Coming. And it's going to be join my jewelry group, right? And I have all these vintage Z's from convention that they gave us access to, and vintage Z bracelets. So I'm going to make it good. I'm going to say, join my jewelry group for your chance to win this. I'll have my contest posted at the top. I'll advertise it on my business page so they know, join my jewelry group to enter. And then I'm going to tell them, post a picture of your favorite dream, like your dream house, right? So I'll be Googling crazy. And then only jewelry monsters are going to join my jewelry group. Now, here's where people make a mistake. When the contest is over, I give it a good fair amount of time. I make sure that I am live and I mention it like 10 times during my live, and I have the prizes next to me showing I'm holding a contest and these are the prizes. And what I do is then I get them to join my jewelry group, right? If they're not a jewelry monster, they could give a crap less about a Z bracelet and a Z necklace, okay? If they're a true jewelry monster, they're going to join a jewelry group and they're going to post that picture. So I give it a fair window for them to enter. And then what I do is this. I tell them, because I don't want people joining my jewelry group that aren't monsters. I don't want them adding their friends and family to vote. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to post an album of these on my business page. You guys have your friends and family come vote by liking and loving the picture. No comments will be accepted as a vote. They have to leave a reaction to it. The person with the most reactions is going to win that. You would be surprised how many times this person is copying the link to your business page, sending it to their friends and family so that they can get to that jewelry album. Guess what? When they leave that reaction, you get to invite them to like your business page. Inviting them to like your business page gives them notifications when you are live. Don't post pointless crap on your business page, okay? Use it as a business page. When they are getting these notifications, now you're getting more likes on your business page, right? You gained more monsters into your VIP group. Once they're in your VIP group, they're your customers. Count on it. And now that you've invited these people, guess what? You give 2 weeks to vote, right? Just like you gave 2 weeks for the contest. When the voting has concluded, start another contest. You know why? Because those people that liked and loved those pictures, if they love jewelry and they see a really hot, juicy prize, do not be afraid to give to get, right? You're going to get a lot of customers off this. Then they are going to enter your next contest and now join your jewelry group. So you keep rolling it in a circle to keep building your customer base in your VIP group and building your business page likes, giving you more opportunity. Every time that you are live, you should go live from your business page and you should use another device, right? So I'm live, I'm talking to you right now. If this was a normal business page, you're welcome. I'm about to end right now. You guys have been so patient. I know this is a long one, even for me. If you guys are on your business page, you enter, like I probably have a teammate live right now. I'm on my husband's phone though, so here's Yvette. She was just on here. And I'm showing you because you're going to go on to your video, right? As if you are yourself. You know how you go on your friends' videos or how you found paparazzi and you can share and you can't do it while you're live on your phone? You're like, why can't I share? Because you need to not be the person that's live. You can still enter in as yourself on your own video, and you use this device to share it just like you use and do on any other person that you watch live. Okay, that's really important. When you share it, you're sharing it into your VIP group. This just gave them 2 ways to find you, right? That means when they're your customer and they've liked your business page, they have 2 chances of it rolling across their feed. When you've created that event, even if they didn't respond, they're getting a notification before you are live an hour. Do not overkill it. Do not then send the live to their messenger. Do not ever tag anybody in your live. That is total bad. When you are tagging somebody in your live, do you know that you're actually trying to poach their customers? So if you were live and you tagged me as I'm with you, that is going to make my customers come to your live. You are trying to steal my customers by presenting that I am live with you. That is bad etiquette, right? Do this on what you have and what you know. Don't tag people in it. If you have made an event and invited them to it, don't then when you're live overkill it and send it to their messenger. In fact, I don't like anything going to my messenger, and certainly don't ever send it to their business page. That is about the worst thing that you can ever do. And I have people do it to me all the time. And I say, excuse me, can you please not solicit on my business page? Thank you. Okay. So you want to remember that you want to be approachable. You want to be good at what you do. Yeah. Oh, oh, you want to make sure that you are good at what you do. Now, one more thing and we're done unless you have questions. So if you have questions, write them down right now while I'm talking about this last thing. I told you about consistency and creating that schedule, right? This is what I see. They get the consistency and they get it for 4 weeks. And they're like, all of a sudden you see them make a post on their business page. I'm looking to change my schedule. What should I do when I change it? What days do you guys like? No, this is your live. You know what days you can do. So, yes, it does devalue your algorithm. I don't like it on Messenger either. Listen, I have people that aren't my friends that they've just asked me a question through Messenger, all of a sudden sending me their lives. And I'm like, oh, okay. So now all of a sudden you're trying to use that I answered a question nicely for you to like spam your show to me? Block. I see people that do that. If anybody ever tags me in their video, block. I don't care if they're on my team. You're just trying to steal my customers, and I'm a more than giving person to give them away, right? So, so it is rude and it's poaching. It's straight up like you try to get my customers to think I am live with you or that I am live. That's not right. Once you create your schedule, not after a month, you are new to having a schedule. Do not change that schedule. It is life or death that you maintain that schedule. The only reason I have been able to maintain my sales along with my life issues is the fact that all these things that I have taught to you guys today that I have done, right? I have built these customer relationships. My customers are my besties, the most of them. And the consultants are my besties. Yeah, right. Exactly. Thank you, Jamie. So I'm telling you, you guys need to build this relationship. And I was so consistent for well over a year. These are customers that I maintain relationships with. I know what they like to purchase. I know, like their dogs' names. Like I know this stuff because I've interacted with them. I am not a jewelry robot. I am not playing a game of Family Feud to make them interact with me and give them a prize. Like I am literally going life to life with them, And so that's the best advice that I can give you is you guys know this is an awesome business. A lot of you are expecting way too much, way too soon. You have to be patient. If you are not investing and if you are not putting your time and effort and money into this, okay, don't expect to get out of it what you want right away. Because you have to build your inventory. You have to build your variety to attract more people. No, I don't messenger anybody with the event. I invite them to it, which means it becomes a notification on their Facebook. And I do it days before my event. I don't do it right after. you know, and I only post an event now. At this point, my audience base is too large. I'm not going through a whole list and inviting people. They know. I wasn't sure of that because I told you I have to fast forward a little bit through John Eric Mosler. He's a super smart guy, but sometimes his things get a little lengthy. Is there any questions? We were going to move our Tuesday live up an hour earlier because of school. Bad idea. I'm going to tell you the later I go on, the better because their kids are in bed. That's what I found. And the closer I go to paydays, Thursday's a payday, Friday's a payday. You know, if you're giving 48 hours, I say at least 48, okay? Then you should do that. You should train your customers if you guys post albums. Train your customers if you guys can add it to them. There you go. Okay. So if nobody has any questions, thank you guys. You guys have stuck through here with a long time. I mean, I'm hurting because I'm standing for 2 hours, even though I do 4-hour lives. But I appreciate you guys giving me your attention. I hope that I help some of you guys, especially that are new. There's a lot of things that you guys can be doing. Don't just sit there and keep going live at the same time and think that that brings in business, because it doesn't. Yeah, you recover by blocking them. You recover by blocking that person immediately because it's the only thing that takes down that video in the group. As soon as you block them, they had no rights to share it. It shows that share shows video unavailable. This person did not have the rights to share this video. Video unavailable. Your share automatically goes down. Your name is not in there anymore. The quicker you get it taken care of, the better. You're welcome. Like I said, thank you guys so much. You guys are so good to sit here this whole time. And the other thing is I'm planning on doing a lot more training because I decided instead of training in my team group that I'm going to be sharing it with Lisa's group. Let's get her deluxe jet setter, guys. Let's go out there and bust our businesses' butts, because even though you're doing it all for yourself, don't be afraid to work this, because it pushes your team up. It gives you more clout. It gives Lisa more exposure to give you more exposure. And it gives Lisa the ability to spoil you just a little bit more, right? Thank you, you guys. You guys have a great night. I am going for Team Diamond Dolls. Anybody that is here on Team Diamond Dolls, I am going live in our team group in about 10 minutes about the bring back pieces and how we're working it with our team, okay? So you guys will probably see a lot more events coming up. You might want to check Lisa's events, because I will be doing training all through this month. In fact, when I move to Florida, it's going to be all training almost, and live 1 day a week. All right, well, you guys have a great night. Thank you guys so much. I enjoyed my time with you, and I appreciate your patience and being understanding. I was a little late. All right, thank you guys. Good night.